Since 1950, people who have been displaced due to war or crisis could turn to the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, for emergency relief and aid in resettlement. Initially tasked with helping European refugees after World War II and later expanded globally. With 20,000 workers and a $10 billion budget, it has helped more than 50 million refugees around the world. There is only one exception to the agency: Palestinian Arabs. The United Nations Relief and Works Agency, UNRWA, provides relief and human development to refugees displaced by the 1948 Arab-Israeli War and subsequent conflicts. As a temporary agency, it is subject to renewal every 3 years and its budget is set by the UN General Assembly, relying primarily on donations, $1.5 billion recently. It was established in 1949 to provide relief to both Jewish and Arab refugees, until Israel took over its responsibilities for internal refugees in 1952. Mandated to help resettle and reintegrate refugees by providing aid, employment, and training, it has since changed its function to provide education, healthcare, and social services instead. It has over 30,000 employees who are almost exclusively Palestinians, with international heads for raising donations and public relations. The initial 700,000 Arab refugees of 1949 have increased to roughly 6 million Palestinians registered with UNRWA as refugees in 2023, located in the Gaza Strip, West Bank, Jordan, Syria and Lebanon. You might be asking, after 74 years, how are there so many of them? It was clear in the early 1950s that UNRWA was a complete failure at its mandated purpose, having no effect on the refugee problem. The Arabs viewed resettling as acceptance of Israel's existence and their defeat in the war. Instead, they have used the context of the Cold War to pressure the Western powers into keeping the agency open as an essential services program, in exchange for political and strategic interests in the region, against the spread of communism. Oh, and oil. The Arabs had gotten their own personal UN agency to delegitimize Israel, by exacerbating the refugee problem and demanding the unrealistic right of return, an obstacle to peace negotiations. Despite having no basis in international law, UNRWA created its own, evolving definition for refugees. In contradiction to the one used by the UN, Palestinian Arab refugees bestow the status to all descendants of males and their legally adopted children. They are born refugees, without being displaced or crossing any border. There is no mechanism or condition to resolve that status, not even for multimillionaires who receive citizenship abroad, except for females who marry other nationals and can reclaim the status in cases of divorce or widowhood. The 1959 League of Arab States Resolution 1547 restricts Palestinians from getting citizenship in Arab states to support their national identity, ensuring they remain stateless in the region. Jordan is an exception, with millions of Jordanian citizens who are still registered as Palestinian refugees, and thousands of their citizenships were revoked over the years. After the 1967 war, in which Israel took over the Gaza Strip and the West Bank, it decided to cooperate with the agency for its humanitarian aspects, unwittingly becoming its proponent. The agency became a driving force in creating and shaping the Palestinian Arab identity through its schools, as the remedy to Israel's existence, until it can be defeated, through warfare or lawfare, the only UN agency perpetuating grievances instead of mitigating them. Since UNRWA has an agenda and is taking an active political role which wasn't defined in its mandate, it has had issues with various Palestinian organizations, factions, and parties, as their interests don't always align. By taking upon itself the traditional humanitarian roles of a government, it is allowing Hamas to focus all its time and resources on security.